Hey y'all, this is Shanti coming to you with another video here on my channel with Shanti J Speaks. I am going to be talking about egg freezing today. So just like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. To my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. So if you want more notifications about this, whether it's ectopic pregnancy, PCOS, different topics in fertility, hit the subscribe button below and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get every video going forward. So now that all that is out of the way, I want to talk about egg freezing today. So egg freezing has become something that I have really been thinking about lately. I am 33 years old, and I feel like, the closer you get to 35, you need to start considering some things about childbearing and just motherhood in general as a woman. The fathers, I've seen guys have babies at the age of 61. So the guys, I'm not really concerned about them. It's more so us women. Maybe a guy, if he has bad habits, smoking, drinking, things like that, maybe his sperm count will be low. Maybe the morphology of those sperm, which means the shape of those sperm, might be off, and that could throw off a pregnancy or throw off a balance for pregnancy. But I'm talking about strictly women today. And egg freezing and age pretty much go hand in hand with this video. What I want to encourage you to do is, for instance, if you have not found a mate yet, if you are with a mate but you're not sure that you want to have a child by this person and you think that you might leave or not stay in this relationship, if you have fertility issues that is causing you to not be able to hold or carry a baby long term, if you are same-sex couple who is looking to have a baby in the long run, if you are just, you want a baby, but you don't want a baby right now, and you actually have the perfect guy, you actually have the perfect relationship. Well, no relationship is perfect, but perfect for you. But you just don't see yourself having a baby in this moment, then this video is for you. So egg freezing is a procedure in which they take your eggs out of your body and they store them and they freeze them for when you basically get ready to use them. So with egg freezing, it's important because it all goes along with not just your age, but your hormone level. So if your hormone level for pregnancy, which let's say your anti-Müllerian hormone, if it's low, that means you'll have a harder chance of getting pregnant. So what I would do in a situation, if I was a person with a low AMH level, I would seek to egg freeze so that I can save what's left of my eggs, because pretty much every single month we lose an egg. And so guys are different because every single day their sperm is rejuvenated, their sperm is replenished. We are born with a set of eggs, and that's all we get. So the time we have our cycle, and some women start having their periods at 9 and 10 years old. So they start losing eggs earlier. For me, I was 15, 16, I think I was, somewhere around there. So versus the person that had started at 9 versus me who started at 16 or 15, the 9-year-old will be losing more eggs than I would. I wouldn't even start losing eggs yet. The 9-year-old would have been losing eggs at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And here I am just now starting my cycle, and I will be losing my first or second egg. You see what I'm saying? So the egg freezing quality of this is that, one, you can freeze your eggs at the age you are right now. So let's say you are 38 years old and you don't have a mate, you don't see no mate coming no time soon, and you don't have any kids yet, you're fearful that you might not have any kids yet, freeze your eggs. Freeze your eggs. Because if you freeze your eggs at 38, let's say you find a mate at 40 and he wants to have a child with you, your eggs will be 38 years old even though you're 40, giving you a better chance of success with pregnancy than you being 40 with 40-year-old eggs. 2 years does make a difference, huge difference, especially in hormones. So another situation is, let's say you are, in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and you guys are, doing great and everything, but you're just not ready for a child right now. You could be 25 years old, you could be 30 years old and not be ready for a child. That's totally okay. Freeze your eggs. Freeze them. So I'm not so much for the 20-year-olds, because I would say that you still have a lot of time to still live your life and do things, college and this and that. But once you get past 30, and definitely once you get past 40, I will freeze my eggs at the age that I am now. So for instance, I'm 33 years old, and next year in January, January 2022, I'll be 34 years old. Had I would have frozen my eggs this year, when I turn 34, my eggs will still be 33. When I turn 35, my eggs will still be 33. If I turn 40, my eggs will still be 7 years younger. You get what I'm saying? So we no longer as women have to wait on a mate to do anything, honestly. We really need to be waiting on God. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But we do not need to be waiting on men to do anything these days, because medicine and science has improved so much that we just don't. So the benefit of freezing your eggs is the age component. But two, when you're ready to have a baby, you don't even still need to have a mate, because they have sperm donors and sperm banks, and these men are willingly giving up their sperm and everything, and you get to see like their IQ level, what they're good in, what they score high in their test results, and what's in their genes, and do they have any diseases or dispositions. You get to know all of that, versus you finding somebody on the street and you don't even know all of their genetic dispositions. So there are huge benefits to doing egg freezing. Also, with egg freezing, when you're ready to have the child, they take your eggs that have been frozen and the sperm that your partner will supply, and then they put your egg and their sperm together in a dish and make sure that it's growing first. When it starts growing, they place the fertilized egg, back inside of the woman, and the hope is that she carries it full term. Now there is some red tape here, because it's still being manipulated with science. It's not a natural thing. We have losses as far as not hearing the heartbeat, baby's still there but no heartbeat, or the baby's still there but it stopped growing. So those are things that could happen as a downside to the egg freezing, because you have to think about your eggs are inside your body, they're warm, and when you take them out of your body, they instantly become cold, and then they're being put in the freezer to be preserved. And when they're unthawed, it might not unthaw the right way. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Hopefully with science improving even more, and we have tests like a Nora and things like that we'll start getting more answers as to why these things are happening. But that's a very, very slim compared to the other procedures. So the egg freezing procedure is more so, I want to say it's more effective than having an IUI, which is basically having the sperm just inserted into your cervix and allowing it to still go through the normal channels of the fallopian tube and then the ovaries and all of that. But for me, since I had the ectopic pregnancy and one of my tubes was blocked, it wouldn't be ideal for me to do an IUI and sit there and let them insert me with sperm and let it go through my normal way, because once it gets to my tube, it might be blocked. So that's why I am considering the egg freezing, because I might have to do that way of making sure that the baby is growing and then placing it directly inside of the womb, inside of the uterus, versus me having to go through it, possibly traveling down the fallopian tube, possibly getting stuck again, possibly another ectopic. So yeah, I'm supposed to have an HSG, a hysterosonogram. I hope I said that right. And this is just basically to go in with contrast dye, and they are going to see if my other tube is blocked. Now, I lost one tube, which I did tell you guys about in a couple of videos back. So I only have one tube. And had I would have known to get my tubes checked before, trying to have a baby, it probably would have been a different outcome. But you never know that you have these issues until you actually start trying. So that's why I urge everybody to, if you have a mate and you guys want a baby and you guys are, working towards things and married and this and that, all these other things is great. But if you want to have a baby, it's better to start sooner than later, because the sooner you realize if you have a problem, the sooner you realize that you have a problem, you can get help with that. versus you being, a person that's 42 years old and you wanted your whole career to be taken care of. You wanted to be set. You wanted to have your house and all these things in place. And then now you're 42 years old and now you go to have sex and realize that you can't get pregnant, and you've been trying for 6 months. You go to the doctor, and then they tell you that, oh, you can't be pregnant, or you can't get pregnant because of this, that, and the third. But had you would have started a little bit earlier, you would have known that information, and you would have been able to channel your care appropriately with your goals and the things that you wanted to do. So yeah, egg freezing, I would suggest it if you are, let's say, same sex, and you have not found a partner, or you have a partner and both of you are the same sex. So in this situation, I would suggest that both parties freeze their eggs. I know. They always say that one person is going to be carrying the baby and one person is going to be, the father figure or whatever. But I urge you to listen to what I'm about to say. And that is, we're talking about two females here. If two female women both get the egg retrieval to take out their eggs, if something is wrong with the one that's supposed to carry the baby, if something is wrong with her eggs, then they can use the partner's eggs and still have a sperm donor, causing, that baby to be made and, healthy and placed back into the mom. Now, if, let's say, the partner goes and she has the egg retrieval and her eggs are not good, the other partner is standing there like, well, what do we do? And you're sitting there with eggs yourself because you were born with them too. Just because you are the male figure in the relationship does not mean that you don't have the female parts. And if you're not going to use your female parts, you might as well get them taken out, and so that other people can be able to use them. Not to mention that there are egg donors as well. Just like there are sperm donors for men who can't produce sperm, or their sperm count is low and they can't get their wives pregnant, there are egg donors as well, and they can pay top dollar for eggs because, like I said, the egg quality, you only have so many amount of eggs that you're born with. And women who are all out of eggs and fertility, so for instance, let me give you an example. A woman comes in, she has an egg retrieval. She is able to retrieve 8 eggs, right? 8 eggs she retrieves. 3 of them are mature enough to do the dish thing that I told you guys about, right? I'm trying not to give you guys medical terms here. I'm trying to make it where it's understandable. So let's just say 3 of her eggs fertilized, which means that the sperm went into the egg and it was made and it was good. So she has 3 out of 8, right? The other 5, for some reason, didn't fertilize, for some reason, didn't take, for some reason, didn't continue to grow, and they ditched them. So now she only has 3. It's considered an egg by itself when there's no sperm, and it's considered sperm by itself when there's no egg. Oh, she only has 3. So she goes in the first one, they put the first one in. The first one, they implant it in her uterus. She carries it for about 6 weeks, and for some reason, it stops growing. Now we have to get, that baby, flushed out, and we have to get her body reset so that she can start again. She's down to 2. Now we put 2 babies in because the first time the one failed, and we put 2 in just so if one fails, sorry, my nose is just, I don't know what's going on with it. But if one failed previously, then they're going to put 2 in. Now this is where people get confused about the twin thing. Usually in fertility, we do not want multiples. That is not the goal. That is not the goal at all, because we stand the risk of the mother having complications. But it does happen a lot that twins and triplets are made in the fertility clinic, but that's not the doctor's intention. So we put 2 in hopes that, yes, that they both make it, of course. But just in case one doesn't, there's still one viable pregnancy inside. And that's why we do it. Now, in situations where we put 2 in, both babies are healthy, both babies are growing, both babies have heartbeats, both babies are kicking, this person's gonna have twins. And usually they're excited about that. But back to my lady, we put 2 in, 1 fails. She ends up delivering 1, and now she has no more eggs left. They can't go back in her body to get more eggs. but she wants another baby. She wants another baby because she only has this one baby, but she has no more eggs. So this is where you would come in. You would come in, the person who doesn't want kids and has a boatload of eggs. The person who's same sex, that's not going to be the carrier of the baby. And just women in general who just feel like maybe I had my kids already and I'm done having kids. Those eggs are still good and it can be used to help somebody else further along their family. And it wouldn't be like you would be just giving away free eggs. No, you get compensated a great deal, thousands of dollars just for your eggs of good quality. So with women struggling to have babies or their eggs not functioning right, or their hormones, the hormone level dropping, if you are a person who says, I never want to have kids, and you are a woman, please, 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 do the egg retrieval procedure and donate your eggs. Just like a blood donor goes to have a blood draw. They don't know where the blood is going. They just know that the blood is going to help somebody. You don't know where your eggs are going, but you just know that you're going to help some woman out there who can't even produce her own eggs, or who eggs is not of a good quality to be able to carry a baby. You will be doing her a great service, even if you feel like you don't want kids at all. Be a blessing to somebody else. But just make sure that before you give your eggs away, that's what you want to do. Don't say you don't want to have kids, give your eggs away, and then say, oh, now I want kids, because now you're going to find yourself in the same situation needing an egg donor. And once you take your eggs out of the body, you can't put them back in. So be mindful of that. And just, take in consideration if you're a person that just doesn't want kids right now because you're just living life. And you may be 30, 32, 35, 40. Consider egg freezing, though. Consider egg freezing. So I'm going to let you guys go. I just wanted to get on this channel. For some reason, while I've been in Dallas, I've been on a roll with these videos. It's just been coming like to my head, just everything just coming. And so I'm just going to keep making them. Maybe I'll have one tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. But I am here in Dallas for my graduation. And so it's just so surreal right now. I'm looking outside. I have a good view of the city. And I'm just here just letting it all just flow. And I have this quiet time, this peace. I am strongly considering egg freezing. Hence, I'm making a video about egg freezing. I strongly suggest that people don't have babies with people that are not good for them. Hence, I make a video about that too, because that's what I strongly feel. I tell you guys that there are options, and you don't have to feel rushed. You don't have to feel pressed. You don't have to feel stressed. You don't have to say that you don't have a man. You don't have to worry about a man. You don't have to worry about getting a man. Everything that you want can be done if you do it the right way. Not saying that a baby in this world will be, it'll be easy without a dad. If you have to go that option, it's not going to be easy for anybody that's a single parent. But you do have options nonetheless. And I'm so tired of women saying, oh, I need to find me a man so I can have me a family. I need to find me a man so I can do this. I need to find me a man so I can do that. Honestly, you don't. You don't. So think about what I said. And if you have any questions, inbox me on my Facebook, Shanti J Speaks. Or you can inbox me and send me a message, I guess through, I don't know if YouTube has messages or comments. But if you can leave a comment at the bottom, I read all of the comments. I read all of my messages. I read all of my emails regarding my channel. And I do get back to women and men who have questions. And if I don't know the answer to something, I will go to my doctor that I work with. And, she's very, very good. She knows I'm doing this channel. She knows I'm creating awareness for people. So she is very good with giving me the information that I need to share with you guys. So send me messages, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think egg freezing is for you. Do you want to egg freeze? Have you thought about egg freezing? Is it something that ever crossed your mind? Did you even know about egg freezing? Let me know. DM me or send me a message, send me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, guys. See ya.